Okay, we got the piston out of the number 6 cylinder here a minute ago. So all that took to do that was 10mm bolts around the oil pan. The bell housing cover had to be removed. That was 15mm bolts. And then there's a 16mm bolt that attaches the transmission lines. 1/2-inch fittings to take the transmission lines out of the transmission. And they was able to just bend down out of the way enough to get the oil pan down. And then the starter had to be dropped also. So I didn't disconnect the starter. I just took the 9/16 bolts out of it. The pan won't fit past that. So that dropped down out of the way. And then the rod was accessible there. That's actually 15mm bolts on the rod, connecting rod caps. So two 15mm nuts, a 15/16 to roll the engine over to bring the piston down to access those nuts. And the oil pan seemed to have pretty good clearance to come out. I was a little bit worried about the front brace, but that wasn't a real big deal. So I'll try to show this here. So, like I said, the transmission lines are just pulled down out of the way enough to access the pan out. If you could see that brace there, that would be, it's fairly close clearance on there, but there was no issues with the pan coming past there. This is where our number 6 rod bolted onto the crankshaft. Everything looks clean here. The oil pump screen is clean. Clean that oil pan out. Basically, there's a lot of parts to clean now. And do a quick look at that piston out. So there's our piston removed with the big hole. I just cleaned the top of the cylinder with red Scotch-Brite to get the carbon off the top of the cylinders. I did not use a ridge reamer, and I didn't smash the ring lands on this. The rings all move freely on this piston, so the ring lands were not smashed by only cleaning the top of the cylinder with Scotch-Brite. So those should be matched back to that cylinder as long as they don't break coming off the piston. So now there's going to be a circlip to get the piston off the rod and either get a used or a new piston. And the other thing I did, I'm seeing a mark on here, I don't know if that's factory, I didn't do that. What I did was put a blue mark on the corresponding cap, so but when you put these back together, you just go tang to tang. That's the tang on the rod, there's a tang on the cap. As long as you put those two together, you're good. But it's always good to have a huge visual reference to go by also. So far so good with that. Now there's going to be a lot of cleaning and prep, and try to do some videos here getting it back together. I have to clean the rest of these cylinders up, double check these pistons, but they look pretty clean. So far so good. Keep chipping away at it here. Thanks for watching.